Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am John Kurtz. We have an absolute bombshell to talk about today. Bob Bowlsby is accusing basically collusion between the SEC, the AAC, ESPN, Oklahoma, and Texas. This is going to get messy, and this is a massive, massive story. First of all, please click subscribe. I'm churning out Big 12 content right now with realignment happening. If you're a fan of one of the 8 schools left, man, subscribe here. I'm going to be an ally for that. I'm riding into war with Bob Bowlsby right now. I can tell you that much. And just a college football fan in general. I am based covering K-State, so there's going to be some K-State centric content as well. But please click subscribe and like the videos. Man, I'll just go ahead and read you the best summation I can of what has been accused by Bob Bowlsby here in the last few hours. This is wild. I was on the air doing my radio show as all of this was coming undone. So Big 12 Commissioner Bob Bowlsby alleges the media rights partner ESPN conspired to damage the league by luring Texas and Oklahoma to the SEC, as detailed in a cease and desist letter sent to the network on Wednesday. Bowlsby also tells CBS Sports, where I'm getting this story from, ESPN has actively engaged the American Athletic Conference to pursue 3 to 5 Big 12 members to join the league, suggesting it would be rewarded with future television proceeds. So what happened here? Bob Bowlsby is saying that first and foremost, ESPN orchestrated the Texas and Oklahoma move, or helped facilitate it at the very least, to get them to go to the SEC. And while this was happening, Oklahoma and Texas were using proprietary information from Big 12 meetings, taking secret info, sensitive info from Big 12 meetings that they were participating in to help facilitate this move, right? So there's one allegation. Then once that's been figured out, the SEC, or ESPN rather, is helping out themselves by getting a bigger, better SEC, more potential exposure and better value for their TV contract there. They then tried to totally disband the Big 12 by working with the American Athletic Conference to pluck, in Bowlsby's words, 3 to 5 teams from the league to then dissolve the Big 12, which would do a couple of things. One, it would get ESPN out of $1 billion that they owe on the rest of the TV deal with the Big 12. And two, it could help Texas and Oklahoma get out of some of these exit fees and anything else that is going to come along the way in court. So it's like ESPN working together with Oklahoma and Texas. Hey, we'll take you out, get you to the better landing spot, get you to the SEC. We'll create our super conference. We'll kill off the rest of the Big 12. You won't have to pay all these fees. You'll have a much easier road to get to the SEC. And we will overpay for the American Athletic Conference, which was another thing suggested here, that ESPN said, hey, we'll give you a better sweetheart TV deal if you do this, pull these 3 to 5 Big 12 teams. So yeah, ESPN may be overpaying then for an AAC deal, but they're making it up in spades by getting out of the $1 billion in the TV deal that they still had left with the Big 12. Man, this is some shady bleep, all right? I'm not going to curse because I'm trying to get this money here on YouTube, all right? But that is some shady bleep. And there are some snakes involved here, some big-time snakes. I mean, by the way, one of the things I was going to talk about today is realizing that Greg Sankey, the commissioner of the SEC, had been on the expansion committee with Bob Bowlsby. Well, this was happening too. So there's a snake right there. The fact that that guy is with Bowlsby on this committee, in the back of his mind, knowing I'm about to take your 2 crown jewels and the only thing that's keeping you in business right now, Texas and Oklahoma. But now all these other parties here. Now ESPN has come out and said, hey, everything in the cease and desist letter isn't true. But Bob Bowlsby is going on a rampage right now, talking to any and every media outlet he can to scream high and wide that this is true and that he's got the proof to back it up. So like, I'm no legal expert here, and I'm hoping to talk to Curry Sexton again, who is basically the resident legal expert, an attorney based in Kansas City. He used to play football for K-State. That's been excellent on stuff like this. And hopefully I can get you some more insight on that as we move forward. But it doesn't take a genius to figure out that if this can be proven by Bowlsby legitimately, there are going to be some ramifications here. Like ESPN stands to lose a lot of money. Oklahoma and Texas stand to lose a lot of money. It's going to be a knockdown, drag out war. Like I thought we all assumed that this would be a battle between the two parties and that the Big 12 would likely try and make this as ugly as possible. But this is another level, man. This is a total another level. And Bob Bowlsby, hey, first of all, credit to him for sticking up for himself here in this scenario, especially, I mean, let's hope he has the proof. But if he has the proof, like this guy's been a punching bag forever. The league has been a punching bag forever. It's always that this is a spineless conference, right? And Bowlsby took so much crap 7 days ago, I guess it'd be 8 days ago now, when he was at Big 12 Media Days and said realignment wasn't something really on his radar. It didn't keep him up at night. He made a lot of comments like that that were just getting him made fun of by everybody with a Twitter egg out there in the universe. Well, he's fighting back. I mean, he's saying, look, I may have been caught flat-footed, but it's because there was a lot of illegal bleep going on behind my back between the SEC, ESPN, Oklahoma, Texas, and even the American Athletic Conference. I mean, I'll be interested to see how much of this stretches to Mike Oresco. There were quotes out there from Oresco, the commissioner of the AAC, saying that they already had ESPN at the negotiating table for a new TV deal there too. So, like, how involved does the AAC become in all of this, where all of this is being orchestrated behind the backs of the 8 members that are left here laying in the weeds in the Big 12, just trying to pick up the pieces here right now. So if you ever thought, and this is something where I will admit that I'm wrong, I have occasionally taken people to task, K-State and Big 12 fans that I've dealt with that have issues with the SEC love from ESPN, right? And saying, hey, you know, the ESPN just props up the SEC and it creates a self-fulfilling prophecy, and this is BS. I've always been like, look, you're being a little too sensitive to that. You're overreacting. I would just brush it off. Look, I was wrong. I mean, frankly, in the comments, if you're somebody that's been in that position and I've ever brushed you off, hit me up on Twitter at JL Kurtz, whatever it is you want to do, get it off your chest, man, because I was totally wrong. ESPN clearly cares about absolutely nothing other than the bottom line and propping up these brands and what they think is the most valuable thing. ESPN thought of K-State, Oklahoma State, Iowa State, Kansas, any of these schools left in the Big 12 here. They thought exactly what you imagine they thought of you the entire time. And that is nothing. Absolutely nothing. They don't care. They don't care about any of this. I know I'm not breaking news really to most people here, but the levels to which they would go to do this is the insane thing about this. You know, I've seen a lot of reaction from people that I know and like, just saying basically like, hey man, what'd you expect? We all knew that ESPN was always like this. And it's like, yeah, I get that to an extent, but I didn't know that ESPN was like this, man. I didn't know it was like this level of orchestration behind people's back for 6 months, working with Texas and Oklahoma, and now bringing the American Athletic Conference in and trying to snake your way out of a $1 billion TV deal. And look, here's the thing. You can grave dance. You can do all the crap that you want. If you're an Oklahoma or a Texas fan, people that I'm taking to task right now on Twitter and fruitless endeavors that I'm sure will just make me angry, right? But like, you know, you can do that and say, whatever, we're going to get out of it anyway. We're going to pay the money. We'll figure it out. And you losers are stuck here, you know, with your lawsuits and cease and desists and whatever. Man, fine. Do that if you want. But this is shady crap, and it affects the livelihoods and the lives of a lot of people, not just like this entity that we know and love, those of us in Big 8, Big 12 country who grew up with college football and love all of this and love our schools and universities, but you're talking about affecting the livelihoods of a lot of people. If the athletic department budget goes from, you're getting $37 million a year from the Big 12 to down to $9 million, which are some of the TV numbers that were being reported there for a while. Like, if that happens, you're talking about people losing their jobs, dude. You're talking about people losing their jobs. You're talking about less growth for a community, an entire economy, all these businesses that surround college towns. So, like, just miss me with that. And I'm going to come after you. And I'm going to go into battle with Bob Bowlsby here, riding out there like I'm Braveheart, man. Like, we're going to do that because there is so much on the line for all of us. And then beyond that, it's just the sentimental value of all this stuff that we cared about. So you can sit there and laugh. You can be the haves while we're all here sitting as the have-nots. But man, as more and more of this stuff comes to light, you're going to have people that are just legitimately furious. And there are so many tentacles and angles to this as this plays out. Like, what you thought it was bad already with what the road environments were going to be that Texas and Oklahoma plays in this year. What is, God, I wish Texas played at Texas Tech this year. Man, I wish Texas had to roll into Lubbock freaking Texas to see what would happen to them after all of this has been laid to bear. Like, it is just nuts. And it is going to be a wild year on the field in the Big 12 because you are going to get the absolute best shot from everybody now. Not that you really weren't before already, but it's going to come full force at you right now. Look, the Big 12, this is the bottom line, and this is really my lasting message with all of this, is I'm just instantly reacting to this happening. So many of you out there always crush the Big 12 for being spineless. And that was even what was happening when the first remnants of the cease and desist letter got out there. I guess it wouldn't be remnants, but like the first inklings of the cease and desist hit Twitter. It was a lot of making fun of the Big 12, piling on the Big 12, the same people that have called the Big 12 spineless forever. Well, guess what? Bob Bowlsby ain't spineless right now here in this moment, man. He's coming after Oklahoma, Texas, the SEC, ESPN, the AAC, everybody for all they're worth. Because what do you have to lose at this point, right? After all this time of saying the guy has no guts, no spine, here comes the Big 12, all right? And you're going to have to deal with some of the fallout here if you're Oklahoma, if you're Texas, if you're ESPN. And there's a lot here, man. Bob Bowlsby is a typically pretty calm, calculated guy. He was made to be the fool over the last week, and he's had to sit back and watch all of this happen. He's coming with receipts. He is coming with receipts. He's coming for you, and I'm here for it. I'm going to go to battle for you, Bob Bowlsby. I'm not wearing the Big 8 shirt today. I had it yesterday, but if it wasn't dirty, I'd have it on right now as my battle uniform. I'm here for it. Make it as messy as you possibly can if you are anybody that's left in the Big 12. Please comment. I don't care if you're a Texas or Oklahoma fan. You want to come after me in the comments. Whatever it is that you want to do, I'm here for any and all discussion. Like the video, comment, please subscribe. We'll continue to monitor this and continue to break this down. I mean, I'll have more time to digest this here heading into tomorrow, but the instant reaction here, good for the Big 12, good for Bob Bowlsby. I don't know if flashing my middle finger up here would get my video flagged for like inappropriate content or whatever by YouTube, so I guess I can't do that. But you can just pretend that I'm doing that right now. That's what I would be doing, and that's what I would be sending to Greg Sankey, Mike Oresco, any ESPN executives that are out there that are responsible for this, okay, the ones that are responsible for this, all you guys. You can, not that you care, but you can come take that from me right now. I'm fired up. I think anybody that's a fan of a Big 12 or the remaining 8, the irate 8, as the Athletic is fairly derisively calling the 8 of us that are left here, you should stand up with me, stand up and fight with your conference, dude. This is messed up. This is another level from anything that we have seen or thought was going on behind the scenes. And I'm here to battle. Let's go. Go Cats. We'll see you later.